Wisdom. Who should speak and when should you speak? These videos are going to be a little bit different for the channel of many things, and they're primarily just going to be my musings as I read the Bible and kind of work to understand these things and kind of link things together. Um, Recently, my father was in a motorcycle accident, and he is now currently in a coma. He's been in a coma for about a week and a half, and it's going to be a very long road ahead of us. And adversity has a way of certainly driving individuals uh, some way or another. For those who are Christians, I hope that adversity would drive you into the Word, and it certainly has driven me into the Word. And so, kind of as I move forward, just as an outlet for myself, and maybe to be beneficial to others and to encourage other people, I might start making some of these videos that are just my musings and my thoughts as I try to link scriptures together from the Bible. And I'm working through kind of the Old Testament right now, and I just finished reading up through Job. And there's a guy there at the end who I liked what he had to say and when he said it. And so I just wanted to kind of link some thoughts together. If you don't know about Job, Job was a guy a long, long time ago, very, very wealthy, very well-to-do. He was a very righteous man. And then suddenly calamity just completely overtook him, lost all of his cattle, his sheep, camels, everything. He lost pretty much all of his family back to back to back to back. And so he has a couple of friends come and they try to console him, and they have this big dialogue back and forth, and they're all trying to provide wisdom for Job and to encourage him. Um, and so what I want to talk about today is when should you speak and who should speak. And so I got a couple verses that I want to go through, and a lot of this will be kind of in honor of my dad. My dad used to say, you have two ears and one mouth, and you should use them in the right proportion. And I think he was echoing scripture when he said that. So first one I look at today is James. It's chapter 1, verse 19. It says, "My dear brothers, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." So when should you speak? When should you pipe up to kind of contribute and share some of your wisdom and your knowledge? Well, slowly. Because you should be quick to listen. If you're quick to listen, you can understand what other people are going to say, you can kind of digest. Somebody else might bring up the point that you may bring up, and then you don't have to contribute that yourself. And so be quick to listen and slow to speak. Now let's go back over to Job here. And there's a guy in Job. He's not one of the three friends. He kind of comes in a little bit later towards the end. I think his name's Elihu. I think that's how you pronounce it. And he's the youngest of all of these men. And so in verse 4 of chapter 32 of Job, he says, it says, "Now Elihu had waited before speaking to Job because they were older than he," talking about the friends. They were all older than him. But going down a little bit, he says to Job, "I am younger in years, and you are old. That is why I was fearful, not daring to tell you what I know. I thought age should speak, advanced years should teach wisdom. But it is in the spirit in a man, the breath of the Almighty, that gives him understanding." That's 7 and 8. And so what this man does is he allows other people to speak, thinking, well, they're older, they're more advanced in years, they should speak first because they have wisdom in years. And so he lets them go first, but then he also contributes what he has to say. And so that's kind of, I think, when you should speak. Be very cautious, be slow to speak. Let the people who may be more advanced in years, or age often does have wisdom, and so maybe let the people who are advanced in age go first, and you can learn from them. But you shouldn't be fearful of also contributing in an appropriate manner. So I think that's when you should speak, slowly. Let people who are maybe more wise than you can learn from them, and then again, you may not have to contribute, because they might have already said something that you want to say. So that was over in Job. Now there's one other spot that I want to go back to. Let's see if I can find it here. Let me flip through. Where did it go? All right. This is 1 Timothy 4, verse 12. And it says, "Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in life, in love, in faith, and purity." wisdom is no respecter of persons. An old person can be wise or foolish. A very young child can be wise or foolish. And so I think that you should be slow in speaking. But if you have wisdom when the timing is right, you shouldn't be afraid to speak that wisdom. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young. Set an example for the believers in speech, in life, in love, and faith, and in purity. When it is your time to speak up, you should speak in love. If you give all your knowledge and your wisdom and you bash people over the head, it's not going to do you a whole lot of good because they're going to be very defensive. So speak your wisdom in love. That's just kind of my musings for the day. I might make more of these as I move forward, maybe a bit more organized and more concise, but this one I just kind of wanted to do it and get it out there and see how it goes. I would be grateful for your prayers as we move forward for my dad's recovery. But ultimately, the Lord will be glorified, and we seek to honor him in this situation. And that's all I have for today, and look forward to more videos on the channel of many things. God bless, and keep it easy.